An undercover cop is watching a suspect flee on a scooter. He has a taser on his belt. He doesn't reach for it. He grabs a stranger's cooler off the sidewalk, full of ice and soda cans, and throws it at the man's head. This one action would ruin his life and the lives of so many others. Sergeant Erik Duran was a 13-year veteran of the NYPD, assigned to the Bronx Narcotics Division. August 23, 2023, Aqueduct Avenue, the Bronx. Plain clothes, no badge visible, running a buy-and-bust operation. Erik Duran, 30, drove food deliveries for Uber Eats and DoorDash. The scooter he rode that afternoon was the same one he used for work. NYPD use of force guidelines prohibit officers from deploying improvised projectiles against fleeing suspects. Duran carried a department-issued taser. Neither of those facts stopped what came next. According to the New York State Attorney General's office, Duran sold illegal substances to an undercover officer during the operation. When officers moved to arrest him, he ran. He got back on the scooter and took a U-turn onto the sidewalk, heading north. The sidewalk wasn't empty. A 42-year-old man was there with his family. A nearby gathering, children present. A red cooler sat on the ground next to him, full of soda cans and water bottles. Duran grabbed it. The bystander later told reporters, "The cop took my cooler, which was filled with soda cans, water bottles, and hit him." The cooler struck Duran. He lost control, slammed into a parked Jeep, and came down on the pavement. He wasn't wearing a helmet. Prosecutors said the head injuries were fatal and nearly instantaneous. CPR was attempted. Witnesses said the children at the nearby gathering stood motionless. Duran was pronounced dead at the scene. At trial, Duran testified the throw was a 2.5-second decision made to protect fellow officers from the oncoming scooter. "He was going to crash into us," Duran said. "All I had time for was to try to stop him." Then prosecutors played the surveillance footage. The tape showed Duran scanning the sidewalk, locating the cooler, taking it from the bystander, and throwing it directly at Dupre's head. Judge Mitchell watched the same footage. His conclusion: it is the court's belief that the defendant, Sergeant Duran, was upset that Mr. Duran was getting away, not protecting officers, not a split-second reaction, angry that a suspect was fleeing. Prosecutors also told the court that after the crash, Duran attempted to cover up his actions. Public records showed he had faced 17 prior complaints of wrongdoing during his career. A police official told the New York Daily News, "We don't train officers to pick up something and throw it at a suspect." The defense argument, that this was instinct under pressure, had a problem. The tape showed something deliberate. The NYPD suspended Duran without pay before dawn the following morning, less than 12 hours after Dupre's death. The department's statement committed to a full, thorough, and transparent investigation. Dupre's family spoke the same day. His stepfather, Jose Colon, asked why Duran hadn't used his taser. His sister, Erica Duran Soto, said, "He used the same scooter for deliveries that he was riding yesterday when he was attacked. He's gone." His partner, Pearl Velez, said the family had received no information from police. "I am scared, as they are acting as if nothing happened." His mother, Gretchen Soto, disputed the police account entirely, that her son had sold illegal substances, that he had fled from officers. She maintained that position through sentencing 3 years later. The Attorney General's office opened a formal investigation under its mandate to review civilian deaths involving law enforcement. In January 2024, 5 months after Dupre's death, Duran was indicted and arraigned at the Bronx Hall of Justice on a charge of second-degree manslaughter. He elected a bench trial, no jury. Judge Mitchell alone would decide. That decision meant the surveillance footage became everything. Prosecutors walked the court through it frame by frame. Duran locating the cooler, taking it, throwing it at Dupre's head while he was still moving. They argued the tape proved he had time to warn bystanders to clear the path, and chose not to. In February 2025, 18 months after the indictment, Mitchell found Duran guilty. Duran was fired from the NYPD immediately following the conviction. The Sergeants Benevolent Association gathered approximately 11,000 officer signatures on a petition asking the court for no prison time. SBA President Vincent Vallalong said the prosecution sent a terrible message to hardworking cops about the cost of split-second decisions. Outside the Bronx courthouse on sentencing day, a few dozen protesters held signs demanding justice for Duran. April 10, 2026. Judge Mitchell sentenced former Sergeant Erik Duran to 3 to 9 years in prison. He is the first NYPD officer sentenced to prison for an on-duty death in at least 2 decades. Prosecutors had asked for 5 to 15. The defense asked for nothing. Mitchell landed between them and took Duran into custody on the spot. Prosecutor Joseph Bianco told the court that Duran recklessly caused Dupre's death then tried to conceal it. He argued the court could not allow officers to lie and cover up their actions and then lean on their good record to beg for leniency. Duran addressed Dupre's family in Spanish through an interpreter. "I took this job to save lives," he said. "I felt terrible once I saw Erik Dupre crash. I never wanted this to happen." Mitchell said he didn't accept it. The distinction is that the deceased will no longer be seen again by his family. Duran's legal team announced an appeal the same afternoon. Under New York appellate procedure for bench trials, the appellate division reviews both law and the facts. The case will be re-examined in full. Gretchen Soto's account that her son did not sell illegal substances, that the underlying operation was flawed, was never adjudicated. The criminal trial addressed what Duran did. The question of what Dupre actually did that afternoon remains, by the record, open. The NYPD has not announced a review of use of force policy governing improvised objects in apprehension scenarios. The appeal is pending.